Good morning, fourth grade. Today we will be completing a practice test for our Unit 4 test, which will be on Thursday. Make sure you watch this video and answer along with me to prepare for our Unit 4 test. The questions that you see here are very similar to what we will see on your test. Let's get started. Question 1 says, what are the materials taken from the Earth environment necessary for our survival called? Is it renewable resources, natural resources, non-renewable resources, or fossils? Answer on Edpuzzle what you think it is. If you said natural resources, that is correct. Natural resources is what we call all materials taken from the Earth environment necessary for our survival. Let's move on to question 2. Question 2 says, a resource that can be naturally recreated and be ready to use in a short time is called. What are the resources that is naturally recreated and ready to use in a short time? Is it a renewable resource? Is it called superposition? Is it called natural resources? Or is it called non-renewable resources? Answer the question on Edpuzzle now. If you said renewable resource, that is correct. Renewable, which means ready, means again, it is ready to use in a short amount of time. Renewable resources are those resources that can naturally be recreated and ready to use in a short amount of time. Let's go on to question 3. Question 3 says, a resource that is available in a limited amount and it takes a long time to be recreated. What are those resources called? Is it natural resource? Is it deposition? Is it non-renewable resource? Or is it renewable resource? Let's answer that question on Edpuzzle now. If you said non-renewable resource, that is correct. Non-renewable resources are resources that are available, but only in a limited amount, and they take a very long time to be recreated. That is a non-renewable resource. Let's go to question 4. Question 4 asks us to identify each of the resources as renewable or non-renewable. So I'm going to scroll down a bit. If it is renewable, we're going to click on the picture and drag it to the left side. The left side, we are putting renewable. On the right side, we are putting non-renewable. Let's start with the first one. The first one is soil. Is soil renewable or non-renewable? If you said renewable, that is correct. Soil is a renewable resource. Let's move on to our next resource. Our next resource is coal. Is coal a renewable resource or a non-renewable resource? If you said non-renewable resource, that is correct. Coal is an example of a non-renewable resource. Coal is found in mines and it takes a very amount of time and a lot of pressure from our planet Earth to create coal. Our next resource is wind. Is wind a renewable resource or a non-renewable resource? If you said renewable resource, that is correct. Wind is an example of a renewable resource. Our next resource is natural gas. Is natural gas an example of a renewable resource or a non-renewable resource? If you said non-renewable resource, that is correct. Natural gas, like coal, is an example of a non-renewable resource. Our next natural resource is animals. Are animals an example of a renewable resource or a non-renewable resource? If you said renewable resource, that is correct. Animals are able to be recreated and they are examples of renewable resources. Let's move on to the next one. How about minerals like diamonds and coal and gold? Are minerals like diamond and gold renewable resource or not unrenewable resource? Minerals like gold and diamonds are an example of non-renewable resources. Let's see what's next. How about plants? Are plants an example of renewable resources or non-renewable resources? Plants are an example of a renewable resources. Plants are renewable because we are able to plant seeds that are able to grow lots of other plants and trees and have them ready to be used again. Our next natural resource is water. Is water a renewable resource or a non-renewable resource? Share your thinking on Edpuzzle now. If you said water is a renewable resource, that is correct. Water is an example of a renewable resource. Soil, wind, animals, plants, and water are all examples of resources that are renewable. Coal, natural gas, minerals like diamonds and gold are examples of non-renewable resources. Let's move on to question 5. Question 5 is asking about concrete. It says, which of the following earth material is not used to make concrete? Is it A, limestone cement, B, water, C, sand, or D, coal? You said coal. That is correct. Coal is not a natural resource used to make concrete. Concrete is made up of limestone cement, water, sand, and sometimes gravel. Move on to question number 6. Question number 6 says, concrete is weak and can break right away. Is that true or false? Answer the question on Edpuzzle now. If you said false, that is correct. Concrete is not weak and can break right away. Concrete is a strong building material and it can hold and it's very hard to break. Good job on your practice test. Remember to use the different resources available on Google Classroom to help you prepare for the test. You can use the study guide, Edpuzzle, and odaloo.org to practice for the test. You can visit me on office hours. I will be there on Zoom until 3:30 if you have any questions. Good luck on your test tomorrow.